Hey, Sideplane viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be looking at some really cool new research that's kind of changing how we think about, our eyes and sleep. We've all heard that saying, right? Count sheep to fall asleep. Well, turns out our pupils might be a lot more active while we're sleeping than we ever realized.
Yeah, it's really fascinating stuff. Scientists over at ETH Zurich in Switzerland, they wanted to really figure out what exactly our pupils are doing while we sleep. So they actually developed a new technique that allowed them to keep people's eyes open all night long and track those pupil sizes.
I got to say, when I first heard about keeping people's eyes open during sleep, I thought, man, that sounds so uncomfortable. Yeah, but apparently most people could sleep just fine in a dark room, even with their eyes taped open. Science can be weird.
It's true. And thanks to that kind of weird science, they've made some really huge discoveries. First off, they found that the way our pupils change size during sleep, it's directly related to the different sleep stages. It's like our pupils are giving us this secret code, revealing whether someone is in light sleep, deep sleep, or even REM sleep.
Okay, that's cool. But what does it all mean? Why are our pupils changing size like that?
Well, researchers think it's all connected to brain activity. See, they observed that these pupil fluctuations are actually linked to specific brainwave patterns. For example, they found a connection between pupil size and sleep spindles. You know, those bursts of brain activity that are super important for consolidating our memories? It's like our pupils are actually giving us a window into how active our brains really are during different stages of sleep.
Wait a minute. So for years, we've all thought that our brains basically go offline during sleep. Now you're saying that our brains are actually buzzing with activity even when we're sleeping.
Exactly, and it gets even more wild. The team also discovered that our brains respond differently to sounds depending on how dilated our pupils are. Basically, if the brain is more active as shown by larger pupils, it's going to react a lot more strongly to noises.
So it's not just a quiet snooze fest up there. Our brains are filtering information, they're consolidating memories, and they're even reacting to sounds all night long. It's like a constant backstage crew working hard while we're unconscious.
That's a great way to put it. And if you really think about it, it makes perfect sense from like an evolutionary standpoint. Imagine our ancestors, they're sleeping soundly, totally oblivious to any danger around them. A rustling in the bushes could mean a predator's approaching. So this ability to stay somewhat alert even while sleeping could have been super important for survival.
Okay, I think I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. But what's controlling all of this? Is there a specific part of the brain that's kind of calling the shots when it comes to pupil size and brain activity during sleep?
That's where things get really interesting. Scientists are looking very closely at this small but powerful area in the brainstem called the locus coeruleus. They think this tiny region could be playing a huge role in like orchestrating the brain's activity levels. And as a result, the changes in pupil size that happen during sleep.
So this locus coeruleus, it's like the conductor of an orchestra. It leads the symphony of our sleep stages, and our pupils, they're like the instruments, reflecting the rhythm of all that brain activity.
I like that analogy. That's a really good way to think about it. And while this particular study couldn't definitively prove that the locus coeruleus is directly controlling the pupil changes during sleep in humans, it's definitely something that deserves a lot more research. And the team at ETH Zurich, they're already planning to do just that. They're going to be looking into how medications that can affect this locus coeruleus, how those might influence pupil dynamics while we're asleep. Just imagine being able to fine-tune someone's sleep just by targeting this one tiny little brain region. It could be like revolutionary for people who struggle with sleep disorders.
Yeah, it really is mind-blowing to think we might be able to manipulate sleep patterns with that kind of precision. So what other things are they looking at?
Well, they're also really interested in how these shifts in activation levels during sleep impact all the things sleep does for us. We all know sleep is super important for memory consolidation and learning, even physical recovery. But what if certain patterns of brain activity, like the ones we see reflected in our pupils, are linked to even better sleep quality and better cognitive performance? That's what they're trying to figure out.
It's like trying to find the perfect recipe for a good night's sleep. Find that right combination of brain activity and pupil dynamics, and boom, you wake up feeling refreshed and sharp and ready to go. This could totally change how we think about sleep and how it affects our overall health.
Definitely. And speaking of health, this research is huge for diagnosing and treating sleep disorders. Imagine a world where doctors could just monitor your pupils while you sleep and diagnose things like insomnia super accurately.
Yeah, it would be like having this window into the brain's sleep patterns. You could get personalized treatments that are tailored to each individual person. No more guessing games, just clear data that helps us optimize our sleep.
Exactly. And it goes beyond insomnia, too. Researchers think this technique could be really valuable for understanding and maybe even treating other conditions that mess with sleep, like post-traumatic stress disorder or even Alzheimer's disease.
It's crazy to think that something as simple as watching our pupils could tell us so much about our brains and our health. It just goes to show you the power of digging deeper and challenging the things we think we know about the human body.
Absolutely. Imagine what could happen if this technology becomes more available to everyone. Hospitals could use it to keep track of when coma patients are waking up or even assess neurological function without being invasive.
It's like something out of science fiction coming to life right in front of us. This research really does open up a whole new world of possibilities for sleep medicine and neuroscience. It makes you wonder what other secrets our bodies are hiding, just waiting for us to find them.
It really shows you the power of scientific curiosity and the amazing potential of the human brain.
And on that note, we'd love to hear from you, our SciPlane viewers. What do you think about all this research? Do you think watching pupil dynamics could become a normal part of healthcare in the future? Share your thoughts and your questions down in the comments below. We always love hearing from our curious and engaged audience.
And remember, science is all about constantly exploring and discovering. Never stop questioning, never stop learning, and never stop being amazed by all the wonders of the world around us.
That's all the time we have for today's episode of SciPlaned. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of sleep and the brain. Until next time, stay curious.